tasers, strange grandchildren, and pharmacy holdups. That's what we're dealing with in episode 3 of Bloodline Season 2 tonight on AFTERBUZZ TV.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I just love this intro.
I know, it
I
never
know.
gets old.
As the season goes on, it like just gets into your soul.
Yes,
Doesn't it?
Yes.
digs right
Hi,
deep.
everyone. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. This is the Bloodline After Show. We are covering episode 3 tonight. We are a full panel tonight. Yay!
As promised.
We did it.
We did it. We're all here. This is what you're gonna see the rest of the season, and I couldn't be happier. This is fabulous, ladies.
Yes.
I am your host, Blake V. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media. Where can everyone find you, lovely ladies?
I'm Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean.
I'm Abby Vega, and you can find me at _Abby Vega.
And I'm Angela Struck, and you can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram at Angela Struck.
Fantastic. Well, first I would like to address, I know last week I teased at a special guest. We do not have a special guest in studio tonight, but that's okay.
We are all special guests.
We
Yes.
we are.
It
And
was such a special guest that it's a hard one to guarantee.
I know. Well, which is why I didn't say much. But that's okay, because we're working on even more.
Rescheduling.
Yes. And even more for the future. So do not fret. Do not fret at home
And
watching
for now,
this.
we should be enough for you, right?
Right. That's right. Could the panel be any better? I don't think so. Yes. So we are covering episode 3 tonight of season 2, and we had a lot of introductions this episode.
Yes.
We met John Leguizamo's character.
I was like, cha-ching.
Right?
Yeah.
Like first thing too, we're like, he's
Yeah.
here. We realized Eric O'Bannon, sort of more of what he was doing with Nolan.
Right.
And we got intro to Chelsea.
Yes.
Yes, I was so glad to see her back.
Yes.
So glad.
Right? Because
love
we were
her
concerned.
character.
We didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know if she was
Yeah.
coming back, but I really like her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the biggest is we got introed to Nolan's mother.
Yes, what's her name? You said it.
Isn't
You
S-
could do
isn't
it.
S-
But it was so brief.
It was.
It was.
I was not,
but I
did
was
not feel-
shocked.
I didn't feel good about it, and I also was like, you don't look like I had imagined in my
Yeah,
mind.
that's true.
Right.
That also went through my head, where I
I
was like,
pictured a dark-haired woman.
yes, I would, okay.
I picture. Did she look young to anyone else?
Yes. I thought that the whole time because Nolan is 16 or
I'll go with
17 or so, and she
Yeah.
looks like she's like
Maybe it was
20,
dark, maybe I-
3 or 25.
I was, but
I'm going with it was dark, and it was very quick.
it's
and
got
muffled,
yeah.
and
yeah, it was
Yeah.
very. I didn't get enough of her, but for first reaction, I thought she was young. But
Yes.
more to come.
more to come.
Yeah.
So, if we've learned nothing, we've learned there is so much more to
So
come.
much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just seemed all like, I don't know what, like cracked out or like drugged.
Yeah.
Or like she had like a wig and it was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, how are those assholes treating you?
And she seems like she they know something. Like
yeah, oh yeah.
well,
Yeah.
They've got some sort of scenario worked out.
Oh, yeah.
To be benefiting somehow.
There's
for
trouble.
sure, for sure.
Trouble for the Rayburns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
More trouble.
More trouble. yeah.
More trouble. So, maybe let's just kick off with the beginning of the episode.
The gun. The gun. No, I don't know.
Yeah, yes.
I wanted to
totally.
go into like a musical theater bit just now, but
The gun. It was good. I was with you. You should have continued. But yes, the gun. So we see, the intro of John Leguizamo's character, he comes in, lo and behold, he's good friends with Danny.
or of course, or
Well,
they're
it
sort
didn't
of
seem like good friends. did it?
Acquaintances.
Yeah, like it seems like Danny was getting involved in something he really didn't want to be involved in. And it seemed, I don't know, there was tension there.
they're gun buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gun
Is that a
buddies.
thing?
But they
Gun
were like
buddies?
kind of friends.
Yeah, they had a rapport.
They had to have some sort of relationship before this, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in crime.
Yeah. I think they're friendlier than they're letting on in this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a history there that
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll find out more, I'm
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
So from there, Danny goes into the pharmacy and proceeds to hold up the pharmacy, which there alone, I feel like didn't give a lot of backstory as to why a pharmacy, why not, why not a bank or somewhere
Well,
else
he
or
said
whatever.
OxyContin. He said, give me the Oxy,
Specifically,
right?
yes.
So, reselling it?
Yeah, I
mean,
need to sell.
Yeah, it must have been at least that. But
Unless they're taking care of a sick person.
So, but then we saw that the mom of Nolan was in that store, so I wondered, was she in on it, and that's why that particular
Or
pharmacy?
is she addicted to Oxy? I don't know.
You know what I mean? Maybe she kind of told them where everything was. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just felt like maybe she was in on
yeah,
it.
all of this could be.
Yeah, it's all
of this is valid.
plausible in
Yeah.
the world of Bloodline.
all of this is valid. Yeah, and so, you know, as Bloodline style, we kind of go back and forth. We've got cut-ins, cut-outs of various things, but we sort of come back to sort of John Leguizamo's involvement in this, and he picks up Nolan like sort of later in the episode, and I find it very interesting because he picks up Nolan, and Nolan once again is very sassy, like very sassy.
A la Danny.
Yes.
Yeah, he is Danny's child.
Yeah.
He totally
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm actually kind of jealous that you interviewed him. I know.
I didn't personally. But
You didn't?
Wait,
I thought
which
you
one?
did
Oh,
Nolan.
Nolan, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
He was great, and he is so talented. Owen T.
He's a
is
great-
his name.
great actor.
You can find the Spotlight on Interview up on YouTube. And he was great. Like, he is doing huge things. He's going to be doing huge things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an amazing actor.
He really is.
Because I think he modeled his, interpretation off of Danny, what Ben had already
he's amazing,
established. So yeah.
Yeah, and Bloodline has done an amazing job with casting too.
Yeah.
Like, they look exactly alike.
I know.
Nolan and Danny.
They do.
Uncanny. Yeah.
No, Allison, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly alike.
It's pretty crazy.
It definitely is. Okay, so just sort of going along the lines of Nolan, since we were talking about him for a moment, we see him in the car early on with John, and John is like sending him into a restaurant.
Washing dishes.
Yeah. So what do we think about this? We've gone from basically no one in the family accepting Nolan and being like,
like Danny.
yeah. And like, we'll just like leave you here while we go to our family dinner, and like, here's grandma. Like, it's all just kind of weird.
Yeah.
To where like now he's sort of becoming involved with Nolan. He's sort of taking a little more responsibility for him. Like, what do we think about that?
I thought it was just he wants him to be in a place that's not at his own house.
Yeah.
During the day.
That's what I was thinking too.
Get him a distraction.
I think he makes the wife and everyone uncomfortable. He doesn't want his daughter around him and everything. I just think, yeah.
Side note,
Go here.
did Nolan actually apply for a job? I took it as he was saying that he was going to look for jobs as an excuse to get out of the house. That's what I took it as, because the next scene after John drops him off, it's him over at Eric's. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but that's how I read it. I read it as, John, I'm going to go apply for jobs, but really I'm going to go, this is my excuse to tell you this is where I am, but I'm actually somewhere else.
It's also plausible.
Yeah.
That's how I took it, but I could have been misreading the whole thing. So,
Or also, like, didn't John tell him, like, I know so-and-so, like, he knew someone
Yeah.
who
The
is
owner or something.
the owner.
Yeah.
he goes,
Okay.
I can say something.
Yes, and he was like, no, it's fine.
See, that's why I took it as like, oh, he's not actually really setting out to get this job. He is just using this as
an excuse.
so that
Yeah.
John's not kind of questioning where he is.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like John would easily find out if the kid didn't show up for work, since if he's friends with the owner.
But he's only applying to the job. He doesn't have the job.
Oh, well, I mean, like, one day he wants to, like, have a thing to do, and, like, oh, this is my excuse. He couldn't be like, I'm going to the library.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, of all things, I don't know. Okay.
A fake job with
It's
someone
possible.
that
It's
John
possible.
knows.
Yeah.
It is all is possible.
I'm
Yes.
going to the water. I'm going to a boat. I'm going to the drugstore. I'm going to just sit on the sidewalk. I mean, he really could.
I'm going outside to smoke. I think he said that in a previous
Yes,
episode.
he has.
5,000 times, probably. Yeah.
A lot of cigarettes in this show. A lot of cigarettes. Yeah.
Well, it's hot.
I guess.
Telling a flirt. Do you smoke when it's hot? Is that a method of cooling?
I
don't know.
I
Maybe.
never do, since it's just a personal choice. But
Okay, so John, maybe let's jump onto John for a moment.
many people would want to jump onto John.
Oh yes, they would. Yes, they would. Okay, so John, he's got a lot going on these days.
Whoa.
Yes. And it's like I'm getting anxiety now watching.
Yeah.
He's playing this so well. It's very impressive. It really is.
He
because-
is frightening
Yeah.
at how good of a liar and manipulator he is.
Yeah.
It's
Here's
great.
what I'm getting from him. I'm getting that he's really like displeased with his lack of Emmy, and so he's like, I'm throttling to the next
Ramping
one.
this
Yeah,
shit up.
let's fast track Emmy. Here we
He's doing
go.
good.
Yeah,
He's
he
doing
really
real good.
is.
He is doing a good job. I don't know, is it just my imagination, or do you feel like he's like sweatier now?
For sure,
I'm
he's
wondering if,
nervous.
like, the makeup artists are like spritzing him before his scene. He just, I mean, it's
Yes.
really demonstrating the tension and the stress of what's going on. I feel like he's
yeah.
just constantly sweating.
Yeah. Well, I would be too. Wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Like
would.
we're already drenched all the time. So add the stress of a murder.
Done.
Like just drenched.
Yeah.
Shower.
I mean, and it's hot there.
Yeah.
Just add on top of it, on top of
Florida
the stress.
humidity.
Things are really stacked against him.
Yeah.
When did they film though? I don't know when they filmed these. This
Usually, like,
this,
probably 4 or 5 months before now, I would think, usually. Usually.
Well, it's been a year, so who knows when they would have filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first season they filmed for like 8 months, which led me to believe I was gonna ask people.
Said people.
I was gonna ask people if any of what we're gonna see in season 2 was actually already filmed in season during the portion of season 1, because I wonder.
I would think so.
They're so
I don't
sneaky.
think so.
No.
It
Kessler.
didn't. It
The
didn't seem
Kesslers
like
and
they were
Zellman.
really.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're sneaky
Well,
men.
Yeah.
Beats me.
We'll find out one day.
One day.
One day I'll have my answer.
We'll be able to ask.
Glorious.
So John, it sort of begins with John, but then it kind of snowballs into Kevin. But basically, John. Yes, and this is like the major part of this episode. So John gets a call about a body at this location, and he goes to look, and based on what we've seen with Kevin so far in the episode, we think it's Kevin, and we're like, oh God, it's Kevin. Well,
I didn't think it was Kevin.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Really?
It was,
Well,
no, I didn't
so-
think they'd kill him off.
I knew they wanted you to believe it was
Yes.
Kevin.
Yeah,
I knew that
of
was the
course.
goal, but in my head, I'm like, there's just no way it's actually Kevin.
Yeah.
I thought it could be Kevin. I did.
That would have
and
been
then,
a twist.
For a moment I was like, are they really gonna do this?
That would
now?
be it.
Are they gonna do Game of Thrones on us
Right.
and kill
Wow.
off like the best character?
There's not enough characters to kill off in this show, so I don't think
Yeah.
they could have done that.
Yeah.
True. So he drives to the location and he gets out of the car and it's like, oh, suspense. And then Marco is like, execution style. And then as soon as Marco said that, I was like, oh, it's not Kevin.
Right.
Because he would have said like, it's your brother. Or I don't know, something.
Yeah, he would have
Yeah.
done it in a more, I feel like, private, sit down kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So instead he's like execution style. We find out it's this guy.
Well, it was the
and-
guy in the coffee
It was
shop.
the customer of Mr. Frosty, Kevin.
The snowman.
Yeah.
Or, oh yeah, they were calling him
Mr. Frosty.
Frosty.
I was like, oh, this took a turn. How interesting.
Yes. Which is so good, and thank you, because now we are at Kevin.
That was
Yes.
good. I didn't see that happening. I didn't think it was Kevin, but I didn't see that happening.
Me either.
I was like, wow, did Kevin just like manhandle?
I know, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. I was like, whoa.
Which seems very unlikely.
No, right?
Yeah, there's no
And,
way.
In fact, he did not.
He did not.
Yeah.
So we kind of see what has happened. Kevin has like been getting into this drug business with the pie exchange, which is interesting on its own. We talked about this last week. I have issues with this delivery system, but that's my own issue. But aside from that, he gets tased by the guy. He gets sort of kidnapped and dealt with. Yeah.
So what gave it away was as he was leaving after whatever the last drug drop money exchange, he like waved at some cops or acknowledged some cops, and
They acknowledged
Kevin.
him, I felt like.
Yes,
I felt
right.
like he really did not want to be seen.
No, he did
Yeah.
not.
Kevin, because I'm sorry, that guy,
he should
for
have
the
like
life
hid
of
under a
him,
table.
cannot play it cool.
No.
No. Like those cops, and he could not have been more awkward. If I was the
Yeah.
person buying the drugs, I'd be a little sketched out by him too, because
Yes.
he seemed so weird, like not looking in the eye. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, just
but,
say hi.
But what,
and
what
walk
could he
on.
have done that would have not raised a red
But
flag
say
to
hi.
this drug dealer?
He
I don't
literally
know.
avoided saying hi.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but
That
I
made
think
it seem-
no matter what, to have a relationship with a cop when you're doing drug deals, like,
I don't know. I thought he just did everything you shouldn't have done.
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
I mean,
Besides like throttling himself underneath the table.
Yeah. Besides that, there's nothing worse he could have done.
I mean, he straight up was like, I gotta go home.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
yeah.
And like that's just, like even if you're not doing anything wrong, that's strange
weird
behavior.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
the cops weren't kind of weirded out by him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They probably know Kevin.
Yeah,
And
they're
they
like,
know,
oh, he's just being
they know
Kevin.
his brother. Yeah.
That's silly
doing
Rayburn.
Yeah.
Could be, because they didn't seem to care, or at least,
Yeah.
you know, at that point they didn't seem
They
to
were
care.
just, they were hungry. That's all
They
they
wanted
cared
some
about.
pie.
Yeah, they just wanted pie and coffee.
I think that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair.
Can we just bring pie and coffee one night?
Yes.
Sure.
That's
That
a
is
great
such
idea.
a bloodline thing. We totally need
Oh
to
my
just
God, yes. Every night.
Just leave the
I would
drugs-
never say no
Leave
to
the
that.
drugs at home.
drugs and
Yeah.
cigarettes stay home. That is not studio friendly.
No.
Yes. Okay. So after we've seen Kevin's crazy behavior, he calls Meg.
Meg.
Oh, Meg first?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because John was trying, no avail. Right, okay.
And she's like, what is going on with you? And it took her going to him to figure it out. And he was like losing his mind and he's all high on drugs. And she's like, oh my God, what is going on with you? And she goes, he says rather, I've done a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
like
theme.
dealing drugs now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she finds this out. They contact John. They sort of have a back and forth. What do you guys think about John's role in this scenario, in this conversation, finding out what Kevin has done? Like, not only is he back onto drugs, but he kept some of the drugs that Danny illegally mustered.
Kind of, yeah.
And now he's selling them. It's like, what is wrong with this guy?
we were talking about this before you came in, Blake. It's like he's the new Danny. I mean, he's the problem. He's a loose cannon. He's a liability.
It's a virus.
You know what's
Yeah.
interesting is the way that the whole them being Lowry's drugs came up. That wasn't even my first reaction when he started selling drugs. I did not even think about that aspect of it, that these drugs were all supposedly confiscated. I didn't even process, oh my gosh, if they find out that not all the drugs are actually gone. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it's a small town.
because now that's
Yeah.
a whole thing with like Lowry, and I didn't even think about that when he originally started selling drugs.
I mean, it's bad. It's really bad now, because now we see the scene with Lowry.
Yes.
And he's confronted by
the higher
guy
guy.
above him.
okay,
Yeah.
God,
The aboves.
Lowry's boss,
The drug lord.
The aboves.
the aboves,
Yeah.
The aboves.
the drug lords. Yes, so they're straight up selling him like, well, you're saying that the DEA confiscated what drugs you had,
But no.
Yeah.
they're being found on the
Yeah.
street, so someone is selling them, and he's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. The DEA took them all. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So
Yeah.
it's like, holy freaking S, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Kevin.
It's like so
I
bad.
can't. Scenes with him, I start to I am so
You get
nervous. I'm like,
anxiety.
what is he
Yeah.
gonna do to just mess up everything?
I know.
Or what is
I
he
know.
gonna say? He's just
I don't quite understand how he got into the level of S that he got into. I'm going to follow Blake's lead
Thank
on
you.
that.
drugs will
lot
do
of
that.
S.
Drugs will do
Well,
that.
no, but it was even prior with the whole Marina thing and the loans and the this and the that and the
So
blah blah blah.
We were talking about this last week, actually, and we were saying it's hard for us to understand how he is in such a bad way with the marina and in such debt and all of this because of his family. Like, if he truly was in that much, of a dire circumstance, wouldn't the Rayburns dole out whatever he needed to help
I
the
wonder
situation?
how much money the Rayburns have, though. I think a lot of the money is tied up in the inn.
Yeah.
Which it seems like because the shower isn't working and everything, maybe they're a little hard up too. I don't think that there's like just this endless.
I think it's more of their name is just it's
Yeah.
a well-known name in the area and they're respected. I agree. I don't know
Yeah.
how much money they have. And then also with Kevin, I think it also with just how you see him as a person with his relationship with Belle, a pride thing too. Because
definitely a
John
pride
just finds out. None of them have any idea that he even
It's 100%
had a problem.
It's a pride thing.
Yeah.
Because he can't come to grips, regardless of money. It's the resources that the Rayburn family has. So even if he didn't have enough money or the family didn't have enough money, their name means something in that area where they have the resources to access things that could salvage the business that he had. It's just that he can't. He's too prideful or freaked out, or I mean, there's an ego to him where he's competing with his brother on some level, competing with his successful sister.
Yeah.
So there's like a part of him that wants to go at it alone. I can show my family I can do this. But at this
Definitely.
point, it's like, no, bro. You gotta just face the facts.
for sure.
You gotta phone a friend at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Phone a
true.
couple friends.
Yeah.
Now, what
Phone the village.
Yes.
a village? It's what it would need. So we haven't touched on it this episode, but what then about seeing Papa Rayburn's monthly donations to
Crazy
the
lady
mom,
in the car.
to Danny's
Troubled,
wife.
still troubled.
Yeah.
You know? And that was like, do we remember the dollar amounts?
It was, wasn't it? It was at least, it was like a couple thousand.
7,000, I think.
Yeah. It was a good chunk of change.
Every month.
5,000?
I think 5,000's ringing.
5,000.
I don't remember exactly.
Okay, we'll have to
but-
go back and watch that. But I mean, it was a good chunk of change, and that was every single month. So if that's flying out of there undetected,
Yeah.
either A, Mama Rayburn's not noticing for whatever
She seems
reason.
clueless to me, though.
Yeah.
Mama Rayburn seems like she's a little, I don't know.
She's kind of losing it.
She's
Really?
like,
I think she's kind of losing it.
I mean, she can be sharp at times, but yeah, she seems like she's kind of losing it. The whole confrontation with John's
John?
wife and
Yeah.
everything.
Who I
just
love,
thought,
by the
Ooh,
way.
let's talk about that.
yeah,
I love Diana.
she's just like such an enabler, Mama Rayburn, and like I don't know. I don't think she's like
Yeah.
cooking with a full burner, as my grandmother would say.
Okay. Okay.
But I feel like, and this is characteristic of what Kessler and Zellman are like kind of really good at, is they want you to underestimate a character to then make you go, oh wow. And so I feel like they could be doing that a little bit with her character.
Yeah.
Where they want us to go, oh wow, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then she's gonna like launch some like missile that we weren't even expecting, and we're gonna
I hope.
Maybe.
I hope that happens.
I think it's
But right
possible.
now she
Yeah.
seems a
Yeah.
little.
Right now she
She
seems
seems
just a
very
little-
What if-
distraught, just emotion,
She's
like
just lost her
all
son
over the place.
and her husband,
and she is so
yeah.
I think conflicted with so many different thoughts and so many questions she doesn't have answered. So to me, she just seems very distraught right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when we first see her, she's like staring off into space.
She's always staring off into space. I feel like
Xanax or something.
And the
yeah.
lady comes and she's like, Mrs. Rayburn, my shower's not working.
Yeah.
it's still not working.
Can you get on
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Oh,
What do you
Mama
think they were
Rayburn.
insinuating by that? That she is just so overwhelmed with other things that she's not putting the time into the energy. That they
That's
were
what I was
insinuating that she's
thinking.
like getting Alzheimer's or something. Like I didn't know. Like
Yeah.
they were like implying something
Yeah,
more.
I mean, I feel like they included that first reason because
Right.
it was such a small little thing, but why include it if it doesn't come
Doesn't
up?
have a point.
Purpose.
Yeah.
So it could have easily just been that she's overwhelmed and just
Maybe it's
has
just
so
that.
many thoughts on her mind, or I mean, it could be something deeper, but I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
they included it for a reason.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Everything is intentional with this
Yeah.
show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, it could just be that she's, upset about losing Danny, but
Yeah.
I mean, I just really don't think that she was so clueless in the running of the inn that she doesn't know all of these things that are happening. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that she even knew.
Was hiding money in the shower.
Yes, that's why the faucet stopped working. It's clogging it up. No, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if she somehow knew about, like, what's her name? Evangeline?
Yeah, I was thinking
okay.
that's what I was honestly thinking is that she knows about whatever money was going to her.
Yes. And even if maybe she didn't know about the son that they had for
yeah.
some reason, but maybe Danny set something up years ago, like maybe they even got married at some point and the Rayburns were like, okay, let's try to help you or whatever, or something. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like
'cause she-
Sally would know.
Yeah, because Sally has always, definitely now you see it even more, that soft spot for Danny because she feels like she did him so wrong.
Yes.
So it wouldn't surprise me if she was secretly helping him.
But that's the exact reason why I think that she doesn't know, because I feel like if she knew like that there was this whole family and Danny had this child and this woman, and like I feel like she as Mama Rayburn would be like, you have to come live
But
with us.
think of
like,
her
I love
husband. Her husband was, I felt like,
At
had
odds with
control.
Danny.
Yeah, and he had the control of
Yeah.
everything. So that's why
Maybe you
to
feel
me-
like that's how they kind of struck a
Yeah,
compromise.
because
Maybe.
with the husband, when the husband left, she became way more like with Danny and involved with
Right.
Danny. So I think that it was more of the differences between the husband and Danny, and she was stuck with her husband.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting because yeah, like the father and Danny, because guys.
Yeah, like
Because Danny,
That's all you need.
because Danny and the father really had been butting heads real
Always,
bad.
I feel like.
And Sally kind of seemed like the softer heart.
Yeah.
But for that money to be transferred out of the father's account, like, I feel like the father would not have said, like, sure, let me help you every single month,
But don't
lady.
you feel that's kind of like get away, like
I'll give you-
paying
pay
you
you
to
off.
be quiet? Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like get away. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm sending you this money, and like I don't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your problems.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
What do you
We'll
think,
find out.
LED?
I don't know. I'm still processing this
Okay.
portion. I'm
We will
like the
see.
$5,000. It's,
a lot of thoughts.
more of the like wait and see for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what Lowry's saying. Because he's not understanding what's happening with his drugs. John has come after him now saying, like, oh, just make me a deal. Like, I need that tape back.
John is smart.
Yo,
Do tell.
Like, I wrote down John is a great liar. Like the way he orchestrated that whole thing, convincing Lowry that this was a good idea, and then him playing the whole, I don't know if we should I don't know, should we really give him this deal? Like, my brother died. Knowing that he killed his brother and knowing that he's the one who orchestrated him coming for the deal, he just wow,
Good.
he's good.
the master puppeteer, as they say.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin's
Or the
gonna
master of
F
puppets.
it
As-
all up.
as
Possibly.
some other musicians say.
And then he'll kill Kevin as well. Just take him all out.
Yeah, he I think he would have pulled the whole thing off, like if it weren't for all these, little problems that
Yeah, I
Kevin
mean-
and everybody keep bringing
Yeah,
up.
because he seemed to be right on track to get Lowry
Yeah.
behind bars, get
Yeah.
that tape back, but
Yeah.
it's not going to go that smoothly.
I was like, wouldn't Lowry make like 1,000 copies of that tape and like have an MP3, like a data file, like I don't know, like oh yeah, this one tape. Once you get it back, you're all
I thought
good.
that too. I thought that too.
I mean, isn't that what anybody
year?
nowadays?
Really?
But
Yeah.
I guess at this point, because of like the drugs and everything, that Lowry really knows that he's about to be busted regardless, and like they said, like he could serve so much longer, and at this point he's
Yeah.
thinking 10 years, okay, maybe that's the best thing I'm gonna get.
Well,
and he's freaking out because of his family. I think that's
yeah.
I think he's more of a safety concern for his family.
Yeah,
He was
which we
realizing
saw
that.
with the door
Yeah.
being left open.
Yeah.
And I think it just was,
Who was in his house?
I know.
Oh, right. With
I
the
don't
door
think
open.
anybody was in the house.
Me
I
either.
think
I
that
think
was
he's
the point. I
paranoid.
think he's paranoid. He's protective of his family, and I think that scene was to show us he's a family guy. That's his top priority.
I thought a bomb was gonna go off. I was like, I don't know. I was just
See, I
waiting.
thought he was just
waiting.
paranoid.
No, I thought he was just freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also plausible.
It's so stressful.
I know.
I just could never.
I know.
And I'm like concerned that John, I feel like he shouldn't have told anybody when he killed Danny.
But then they would
Which was the problem that they had to move the drugs because why did they have to move the drugs? I'm
they were
trying to
in the inn.
remember.
Are you talking about why
When-
did he tell Megan
Like in-
Kevin?
Because if they found the
Yeah.
drugs at the inn,
Who?
it would have.
If who found the drugs? Who was coming for the drugs?
DEA.
You mean what? Why
Yeah.
did he tell Megan Kevin? I
That he
think
killed
needed
Danny.
because he needed their help.
He was in the
Remember,
hospital.
He was on
He was, like, having a heart attack.
He was on at the beach when he killed Danny, and I think that wasn't like supposed to happen. I think that was like a moment of passion and fury, and then he had like his heart attack
thing.
or
Yeah,
panic
don't you
attack,
remember he, like,
and so he had to call Meg for help, and then
Yeah.
they had to get rid of Danny's body. So he didn't really have a choice.
But like, what if Danny's body had just floated away in the ocean?
Well, okay, that was the thing. John didn't want them to do anything to it, but they couldn't talk to him. So
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
took it upon themselves to go take care of it.
right.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
Oh, Meg and Kevin.
because Meg obviously was going to see Danny's dead body when she went to
Yeah.
see John, but then John, they weren't contacting him.
Right.
So they took it upon themselves, to move everything.
yeah.
Because I remember, I feel like John, there was a moment where John goes, "You guys shouldn't have
Yeah, he
done
was
that."
like,
Yes.
you shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are not police officers. You don't know how to manipulate the
Yeah,
system.
they don't manipulate
Yeah.
like I do.
Although she is a lawyer, so she kind of does. No,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Do you
Not-
guys know
not
that
well.
she's Velma from Scooby-Doo?
Yes.
I just got that.
And she's in Freaks and Geeks.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was her first.
She's
had a-
great. Yeah,
she's
she's
had a
had a
good,
long
I
career.
love her.
That Linda. She's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. So
Lenny
we got
Potts.
to see. Oh, sure. Yeah.
We also got to see Alec again, which I was pleased about for a brief moment.
Last
did.
episode.
We did.
Oh, was that last
Yes, it
episode?
was
Yeah,
last
last
episode.
It was last
They
episode.
had a moment.
Okay, but I was
But
still
you
happy
weren't
to see
here.
him, so
Yeah.
I got to share that with you all now. Happy he was back for a moment.
That was good. It'll be interesting to see why.
Yeah, he'll be back more.
So Lenny Potts then.
Lenny Potts.
Lenny Potts.
Lenny Potts
Love
is just,
Lenny Potts.
He's just stirring up the S.
I know.
Stirring it
Yeah.
up.
But I do love Lenny.
Yes.
So
I kind of want to.
I kind of want him to
t-shirt.
go away. I kind of want him to go away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
I get that vibe too.
I'm just get away. Like
leave it
this is
alone.
not.
He's gonna reveal. He's gonna like totally
Yes, he is.
unearth the John conspiracy.
Yeah, and
I think he's like outmatched her. I think he just needs to go away.
Or he might get
I
shot.
think that what he said is a big like foreshadow towards the rest of the season. The way he said, you know, sometimes there's no light at the
Yeah.
end of the tunnel, it's only darkness. So I think that kind of just shows how the rest of the season's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be dark. And I don't
Yeah.
at this point I don't see any good thing besides Belle maybe having the baby that would be a positive thing. Like but like
I don't even
no,
know.
like a new life, like oh happy baby. That's like the only happy thing I can see.
I don't see much happiness.
No, you know what I mean? But
This
a new
season.
bundle of joy is always happy for like a moment.
A moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Fleeting.
Yeah.
I just see it being a lot of bad, a lot of dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought he foreshadowed that pretty clearly.
Well, and so Potts was having that conversation with Nolan.
Oh wait, sorry. Can I just interject one
Yes,
thing that
yes.
annoyed me? I was annoyed that Lowry didn't have security cameras. I was annoyed that
At
he
his
wouldn't
house?
like rewind the footage for the day and look at the front door.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, this guy
I
doesn't
feel
have.
like it's so Florida though. I'm from Florida. I feel like people are just like leave your door open. Like,
But
for
like a
they're
drug
just-
dealer.
No, I know, but I feel like in general,
Right,
like
sure.
you know what I mean. It's relative. So I just feel like people are a bit more lax. I feel like they like know their town.
and like wouldn't his
Until
know.
you're a drug dealer, and then
I know,
that,
but
like,
he had security out there.
but wouldn't his wife kind of be like, why are you installing cameras? Because she doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, like
be
it is
weird.
your like family's home.
I feel like you could do that covertly now. Like, there's enough types of security out there that, like, we're
Yeah.
also in that state.
Honey,
where,
I'm sending you to the spa for the weekend.
Right, yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Like,
But,
they could be
but that would
very
make it way too easy if he had security, so.
But I was annoyed at that. I was like, where's the. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was annoyed
Yeah.
at that. Sorry, now I can cross off that note.
Yeah,
Thank
okay,
you.
Good. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Potts and Nolan were having this conversation, and it was a very interesting conversation because,
Yes.
right?
Because he brought him back. Is that what he was insinuating? That
Well-
he called upon him to come?
That's
That's what I thought.
I didn't get that.
When I called you, didn't he say something like that? Or when I think I need to rewatch the scene.
Oh my God, I hope so.
I thought he said that.
Maybe we all need to rewatch. I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch that.
But if he did, that would be major.
I thought I did.
Okay.
I could be.
I hope so.
I could have had too much wine though.
Could have been the wine.
Maybe.
Could have been the wine. What he did say though was he was sort of comparing like childhoods with Danny and Nolan.
Yes.
Right. And Danny, or Nolan rather, was saying like who feels bad for Danny?
Yeah.
He had like a sweet
Cry me a
setup.
river.
Yeah. Like not buying that he was done wrong and perhaps doesn't know what truly went on in his childhood or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really interesting because I have this thought all the time about life when I get introspective, that when you have complaints about your current status and then you think, but no, like things are so much worse in, you know, other parts of the world. There's so much more plight in other countries to others and things like that. Like, yes, that is true, but everyone's suffering is relative.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like,
definitely.
It doesn't matter if someone doesn't have shoes
Yeah.
over here. You still
Right.
are
It's
dealing
your
with what's relative
it's your
to you.
universe. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for Nolan to say like, that guy had a sweet deal, like just simply because he didn't know everything that went on in his childhood, I thought was very interesting because Nolan grew up a certain way that was also truly pretty bad and whatever from what we're gathering.
Yeah. Mhm.
And he really feels like he had, you know, a bad
I do think
deal.
Nolan had the short end of the stick there. I mean, I think Nolan has a much harder time. His dad is crazy and dead now.
dead.
His mother also seems out of it, and I mean, obviously, his extended family didn't want anything to do with them. I think that Danny is an addict and like, you know, a bit of a enabled child that's kind of spoiled and things. I do kind of agree with Nolan. I think that Danny had it better than he thought he did.
I want to see, I don't know if they're going to, but I'm curious to more about Nolan's life before he came here.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of pieces that I don't know about exactly what his childhood was like, because the way that him and his mom saw each other, it seemed like, why wasn't he at least living with her? Because with his personality, and like he seems, why would he even be at the shelter? I don't know. There's just a lot that I want to know about what he's been up to the last few years.
And I think we'll definitely find
Yeah,
out.
I think so too.
We just got to see the mom, and she seemed like very interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good word, Blake.
Very interesting. Yeah, and just you're right. The fact that he did grow up in shelters.
Yeah.
And what was interesting about the introduction of the mom was that he got into the car with the
That
mom.
there was none.
Basically, she just kind of appeared and then was like, "Are they treating you good over there?" And then he was just like, "Yeah, mom."
And she kissed him.
And it was so weird.
It was weird. And it was I don't know about you guys, but I kind of got the vibe that they have been like seeing each other
On the reg.
on the reg.
Yeah.
You know, like she obviously knows where he is, but I got the vibe that they were having like these meetings.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm so interested to see what this next
Yeah.
episode like tells about
Like
it.
maybe she sent him to like guilt trip them
That's what, yeah.
into giving
But
more
she's already
money.
getting money, but like I don't know. There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But
or that Danny orchestrated and said, should anything happen to me, carry out X plan.
Yeah,
You
and do
know?
you, I mean, and also, do you buy that Danny just gave Eric Nolan's number because he didn't know
Yes.
what was going to happen to him? Like the way he said it, I felt like he was lying. I felt like there's more to it.
Well, I do think there's more to it. I think it was more so like Eric's known about Nolan the whole time. Like Eric obviously knew Danny had a son, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
whatever. And I really think there was probably a plan set forth. Like Danny probably set a whole scenario up saying like, should anything happen to me, carry out this plan.
Yeah.
So then Eric contacted Nolan. Nolan got in touch with the Rayburns. You know, like a whole domino
Yeah.
effect of like what's
Yeah.
supposed to set in place. Then Evangeline comes and is like, how's it going? And he's like,
Yeah.
it's good. I've got the ball rolling, you know,
So
kind
there's
of
like
thing.
a whole master plan that is about to unfold.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I just feel like all the people involved in this master plan all seem like not people who would be able to carry out a master plan without getting caught.
I don't know if there's that much, master planning as much as it's like Danny wasn't coming back to Miami anymore. The money stopped, right? So that's why Nolan went to Rayburn House because he had always heard about it and things, right?
Yeah.
Right.
As far as we know. I mean, I agree that I don't think all of these people connected seem like the type that could carry out a plan like this, but Danny could.
Yes.
And Danny was a mastermind. And
That's
we've
true.
already he's already been dead, and the first three
Wow.
first three episodes, we've already seen this whole plan in action. He got the tape and gave it to Lowry.
Yeah.
John now is threatened by Lowry because of what Danny did. Like Danny set all these traps
Yeah.
before anything happened to
true.
him.
Yeah, and now with Ozzy in the picture too.
Yeah.
Him sticking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why is he sticking around?
Yeah.
He's looking for a payday or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Very
and
true.
it's going to be interesting to see, I think, in the coming weeks, too, with Eric now in John's custody and whatever
Yeah.
that's going to reveal. It's going to be good. This going
In,
to be good.
in Chelsea,
Yeah, let's touch on her really quick to kind of wrap things up.
I kind of think that she's gonna kind of find out too. Marco wasn't in this much, but I'm still sticking to my gun that he knows something's up. But I think
knows something's
because
up.
right now Chelsea is very convinced too that it was Lowry and his people, because she said that to Eric. She goes, "These guys killed your friend," and I think she's gonna eventually find out that that's not the case, and she's gonna kind of feel like stupid for doing that and
Does
getting her
Nolan
brother.
know? No, does Nolan sense that John did it?
No, I don't think
so.
anyone does.
I
No.
think John. I think Nolan
besides
does.
Marco.
Really? Because
Yeah.
when he was with Lenny, he was like, "Why don't you just ask John yourself?"
Yeah.
Like
I
I
think
didn't,
Marco.
and I feel like if he like got the hunch that like
Because I think that's the Danny in him, and I think he's in his own in his own way becoming the master manipulator as well. And so I think that there's a piece of him that already sees through John. He senses something,
Possible.
or I think it's like just from his upbringing, he kind of has that sixth
I think
sense.
he doesn't trust anyone too.
Well, for
you
sure.
know?
Yeah, he
I
definitely
think,
doesn't trust.
Yeah.
Although there's some weird alliances that they're teasing us with
like
Lozano,
Eric.
the mother, Eric. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah, the only person I think suspects John is Marco at this point.
I agree with you.
But
I don't think anybody else is really onto him yet.
no, but I mean maybe Nolan could.
Other than potentially Sally.
yeah,
Oh God, there's
But
so
I don't
much
think
more.
she would ever imagine that he killed him. I think that she just is like, he knows more than
yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite quote of the episode came from Sally
What was it?
when she was hugging John, and she said, "You always looked out for your brother, even to the end." And I was like, "Oh, wouldn't you know, Sally?" Yeah,
Wouldn't you know?
that was like, I got the goosies with
Yeah.
that one.
Well, especially because she's sort of relying on John to like tell her what's happening, keep her informed. And we get that moment where they're talking and he's kind of explaining to her, like, oh, well, you know, it could be this. Well, how did he state it? He was like hypothetically, it could be this. Like, he was kind of laying out a quasi-truth. Yeah. And he was saying, like, hypothetically, it could be this. And he said some terminology that made it like, I'm not saying for sure I did this, but I did this. And then her reaction was like,
I know. Was like, it makes perfect sense.
Yes.
I know.
And was like, you always, you risked your career to help your brother.
And I was like,
she's a terrible mother.
Or,
I don't know. I just feel like she's so enabled Danny and like this whole situation, and then that she would be happy that John is now in this situation.
Yeah. Okay, unless, do you think that they could write her loopy enough to be playing John and be saying, oh, you risked it all for your brother, but she never meant it all along. She's playing John because she's the mother of Danny, making her the master manipulator.
This is the part that I think could be happening.
Thank you.
That would be awesome.
I don't buy that she's just so simple and losing it and staring off into space. No.
She might be the Glenn Close character from Damages.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that because I would be very surprised.
I'm still with my boat that I think she's just like.
That's how I feel too. So that's why I hope that that's the case, because that would be so surprising to me.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna read more into it since you guys brought this up, because that never crossed my mind.
Yeah. I think that's also why she wants to keep Lenny around, because he's doing some digging and she likes the digging. That he's doing.
I think she definitely likes having Lenny around.
And Lenny says, Sally, your children are lying to you. Yeah. So then she could think, okay, I'll lie to them. Like, what's it for her to lie back to them? Danny's already dead.
How exhausting.
This is his family.
Yeah. Some mothers.
I get it.
Are masters at this.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I believe that could be happening.
That'd be
very much so.
That'd be cool. I'd be about it.
Wow.
Mind blown. I think that was my prediction.
I know. I was like, how many predictions did I give?
It's a good prediction.
Did I have enough too already? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to touch on any more predictions or just final thoughts of the episode?
Kevin's gonna screw up everything.
Yeah, the end of that
my
episode.
prediction.
Well, also one quick thing that I actually liked seeing. It's you saw, because I feel like a lot of these relationships focus on John and the siblings. I thought it was nice to see kind of the backstory of like Kevin and Meg's relationship, how Kevin was always like, you were the one I called, and then now they're in this awful situation and that's not happening anymore, and you kind of see them have a moment. But then when he left, I was like, Meg, you can't leave him alone. Like, you can't walk into the bathroom for 2 seconds. Because of course, right after John made it seem like this deal went down, Kevin is gonna screw it up.
Why didn't John handcuff him to something?
I don't know.
Totally.
I don't know. They
like
need
the door or the bed or
They
something.
need to sedate him. They just need to sedate him.
Yeah.
Give him a sleeping pill or just let him nap. Nap it off.
And then final scene, he's like speeding down in the
know.
car with the freaking drugs on the chair. My God.
He is so dumb. I
So
can't.
like, what's he doing? What's he gonna do?
He said that he's gonna try to fix things with
it with
Lowry, and
Lowry.
right now Lowry doesn't know that he has the drugs.
Right. So
it's
he's
all
gonna
a mess.
ruin
It's all a
up
muck.
he's gonna ruin everything that John is setting up.
Yes. It's gonna be so bad. I have anxiety thinking about it.
Cringe.
She's gonna watch it the next episode as soon as she gets home.
I am 100% because I have to,
Can't
and I'm
take
gonna be
it.
stressed.
Look at her shirt. She's wearing this in honor of the
Let's
fact
binge
that we
watch
can't
something.
binge
But this
watch
is
it.
an ironic thing since we can't binge watch this show.
Isn't it torture?
Yes.
We are tortured. We are 4 tortured people.
We are.
It's so true. It's so true.
Okay. Well,
Is Meg gonna lose her job?
I think so.
I was thinking that too. Why is she so like quick to just be like, oh, sorry, like, you know, this dream job?
Because I think
like,
she knows
but
that
I guess it's like murder. She could be in
she knows
jail for
her ass
conspiring.
is on the line too. So I think, but I don't know. She just needs to never go back to the Keys. Just stay in New York.
yeah. Oh my God, for real. Well, yeah, and it's interesting too because I think her approach is that when she got this job, she was sort of like, okay, like she was never really 100% into it.
Yeah.
I feel like she kind of went with the idea of we'll see how this goes. So maybe in her heart, she's not even 100% there. Yeah, she likes it and it's kind of good and cool and everything, but like
I think she took it more as an escape, not for the actual job.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, I think
true.
100% that's why she took it.
Yeah.
But
Ooh. Okay.
We shall see.
we will
Yes.
see.
That was episode 3, everybody. And now you've probably watched the whole
Yeah.
season.
You guys already know what happened, so.
But that's okay. We're going to be right here next week recapping episode 4.
Yes.
And we're clearly very excited to see what happens in episode 4. I have been your host, Blake V. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
I'm Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean.
I'm Abby Vega, and you can find me at _Abby Vega.
And I'm Angela Struck, and you can find me on Twitter at the Angela Struck and on Instagram at Angela Struck.
Woo! See you all again next week for episode 4.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.